center display in my bedroom. All of the books, the Beatrice letters, which most people don't even know is part of the series. I've got a typewriter there. I've got All the Wrong Questions. I have the poster, which is going to be on my wall very soon. So I'm a huge fan of the books. I was not as big of a fan of the 2004 movie, so I was very excited to hear when this the Netflix was going to do it, and I'm also very excited that Daniel Handler is the lead writer on this. I've been reading articles leading up to it, and with the interviews and everything, and I heard Daniel Handler and Sonnenfeld saying that they're doing this as revenge, basically, on the 2004 movie, which they got kicked off of. So let's just jump right into it. I've only watched the first episode. There's going to be a lot of spoilers for this one. So first of all, I want to say that the aesthetic is absolutely gorgeous. I think it did a very good job capturing the original look and feel of Brett Hellquist's drawings. And I think that the drawings in this book add a lot to the series. There's actually parts where in the plot you would miss parts of the plot if you didn't look at his drawings, because he gives away so much in the little pictures and everything. So right from the start, the briny beach is dark and gloomy. It's beautiful. Their mansion is bright and Victorian and awesome. The trolley was really pretty. Compared to the 2004 movie, which I also thought was aesthetically my favorite thing about the 2004 movie was the backgrounds and the sets just fit the mood so perfectly, and it had really nice music to go along with it. So far these two are on par with each other. They're really like that. As far as the characters, there wasn't anybody that I didn't like. I think Mr. Poe could have been heavier, just to make him match the book a little bit more, and maybe his family could have been a little more dreary. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't enough to bother me. I think they did an awesome job with Klaus, is the most like the book. Thankfully, they gave him glasses. In the 2004 movie, one of my biggest gripes with it, they didn't give him glasses. Did they even read the books? Because you can't do book number 4 without Klaus having glasses. But anyway, Violet she looks the part very well. Almost feels like she needs to be a little bit older, but again, not enough to actually bother me. Sunny is adorable. She looks a lot like the pictures in the books. I think I might actually like the Sunny in the original better, or I'm sorry, the 2004 movie better. But again, it's not bad. The Klaus in this one is awesome, and Justice Strauss was nice. The house where Justice Strauss lives is perfect. The sets and everything in this are just gorgeous. Count Olaf. I was so nervous that they were going to make this into a comedy, which is what the 2004 movie did wrong. They tried to make Jim Carrey be funny, and the problem with that is that if you have a funny antagonist, you lose all the tension in the plot, because the whole point of having Count Olaf in the books is that he is the conflict. He's the antagonist. He's supposed to be scary. We're not supposed to like him. We're actually supposed to be terrified of him. And the Lemony Snicket books are so great because they don't talk down to kids. They don't give you a silly, easy antagonist to overcome. Count Olaf is actually quite terrifying if you really start to think about it in the books. And I read an interview with Neil Patrick Harris saying that he fell in love with the books. Thank God you actually had your actors read the book before they were in the movie. I'm pretty sure in the 2004 movie that they hadn't at least read the whole series. So it was really nice to see Neil Patrick Harris say in the interview that he thought it was pivotal to the character that Count Olaf has to be believably scary, especially when he slaps Klaus, which, when they got to the part about him slapping Klaus, it really all came together, and I knew that they're going to do this right. They're going to do this right, and I'm so excited. I almost didn't want to watch the series because I was so not ready for them to do it wrong, but they got that part right. It started off a little bit too... maybe too cheery at the beginning, and I was hoping they were going to lead up to it being scary, and they did. They got to the point where when Count Olaf slaps Klaus in the face, you really feel the tension, and you really feel the conflict, and the kids have to get out of there. Very excited to see what they do with the reptile room. Aesthetically, I think it's going to be gorgeous. I can't wait to see it. I really liked the Uncle Monty in the first 2004 movie, so we'll see how they do with that. It's going to be hard to top. I think it was Jeff Bridges who played him in the first movie. It'll be hard to top that, but I think that aesthetically it'll be very pleasing. As far as the script goes, I am very pleasantly surprised. They are following the script basically word for word from the books. Not that I have them memorized or anything, but word for word. It seems like they're taking their time with it and hitting all the plot points that need to be hit. When Justice Strauss brought up the very poisonous plants and the credit card fraud, thank God, those come back into play later. Without giving anything away, they come back into play later in the books, and the fact that he sets it up, Lemony Snicket sets it up so early on in the books is part of what makes this series so great, because you read it and you think that he doesn't have a plan. It seems like he doesn't have a plan in the first few books, and then you realize that everything comes back and ties around in the later series, the later books in the series. Everything, all the plot threads tie back in. I loved having Patrick Warburton as Lemony Snicket. I did not think I could see past his Kronk character, his Cuddy character on Seinfeld, but as soon as he started talking, it was like, he's Lemony Snicket. He is doing a great job. He fits the part so well. And having him step into the scene with the children is genius, because that's just like at the beginning chapter of every book in the Snicket series, he is the narrating it. So I thought that was brilliant. It gives it almost like a Twilight Zone feel, having him step right into the scene, but it also gives you the feeling that he's right there along with the children. There's only one thing that I was really, really thrown off by, really confused by, and that's at the end, when the parents, we don't know if they're the Baudelaire parents, but it implies that they are, when the parents are alive. I don't know how you could do this series and have the parents be alive. I know Lemony Snicket, or Daniel Handler, is adding a subplot about the parents. However, the first thing you see in the opening credits sequence is his dedication to Beatrice, who's darling, dearest, dead. He does not write for the children, other than the fact that he was in love with Beatrice, and he was in love with their mother, and she died. That's what motivates Lemony Snicket. That's why he has to write about the children. So if the mother is alive, the father is alive, I don't understand how the whole series is going to work. I don't like the idea of the parents being alive at all. It kind of takes away from how hard the children have to work, and the fact that in this universe all adults are inept, besides the rare Uncle Monty or the Justice Strauss. But it takes away from the idea that in this universe the children are smarter and the adults are all inept. I don't know. I hope that these are the Quagmire parents, or some other people involved. And was that Robin from How I Met Your Mother at the end of the as their mom? Because if it was, I might be able to be a little bit less upset about this, because she's a great actress and I think she would be wonderful to be in this series. But I don't know how they're going to do it with her being alive and Beatrice being alive. It doesn't make any sense. So let me know what you think down in the comment section. Tell me if you're a big fan of the books, a big fan of the movies, or the 2004 movie. Let me know what you think they're going to do in the next couple of seasons here, and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure you leave some comments and post your own reviews. Talk to you soon. Bye.